This radio program is PG-13. Parents strongly caution some material may be inappropriate for children under the age of 13.
The following program is sponsored by Michael W. Smith. The views expressed on the following program are those of the host and not necessarily those of staff, management, or ownership.
Phoenix, Brother Mike. I'm back on the radio. Welcome to HardcoreChristianity.com. Welcome to 1010 AM Christian Radio. Welcome to the program and today's Bible study, Pastoral Perverts. Today on Hardcore. Hey, call somebody and tell them the radio program's on. Got a lot of good information for you today about your church and your pastoral staff. They'll be happy to hear this program today. This is Brother Mike. I am the professional counselor at the Arizona Deliverance Center. Been a counselor for over 40 years. We're downtown on 15th Avenue, just south of Osborne Road. It's the red brick building. HardcoreChristianity.com is the website. And you'll see my Sunday podcast is available at 9 o'clock every Sunday morning. I do that for my shut-ins and all my friends. If you want to get a hold of me, just call me, 602-636-5800. We'll get you on the schedule for private prayer and counseling services. There is no charge to born-again Christians. Send me an email, mike@hardcorechristianity.com. Don't forget about our 3 Zoom services every week, Wednesday, Saturday, and Sunday evenings. And we have 2 live services every week, Thursday nights and Friday nights. Brother Rick is there Thursday, does a fantastic job. Both services start at 7 o'clock. Our monthly healing service is our flagship service of the month. It's the last Friday of the month. Thing is unbelievable. You wouldn't believe how many people get healed at these services. Starts at 7 o'clock. Come a little early because we, as I say on the street, it's a complete sellout. Last Friday of the month, bring somebody that needs to be healed. Tuesday night is ladies' night at 6:30. Everybody's ready to go. Pastoral counseling, pastors, ministers. What's the story on these people? You've been listening to my radio program for how many years? 25. This is my silver anniversary year. And I've exposed so many of these poor pastors over the years. It's scary. I got another one today, but they all revolve around one thing, and this is it. 1 Timothy chapter 3. Paul laid down the ground rules for someone who wants to be in the ministry. In the ministry. Here's what he said, 1 Timothy chapter 3, verse 1. This is a true saying. If a man desires the office of a bishop, he desires a good work. What's an episcopus? It's a minister, someone who is in authority at the church. Could be a pastor, could be associate pastor, whatever. A bishop is what it was translated in the King James Bible. Then it goes on to say the qualification of a bishop, and they couldn't make more sense. It's impossible. They couldn't be simpler to understand. It says a bishop must be blameless. He must be the husband of one wife. No polygamy. He must be sober. Can't be getting drunk all the time. He must have good behavior. Correct? He must be able to take care of his own home. If you don't take care of your own home, you can't take care of the church, can you? Oh, of course not. But here Paul drops the bomb, and here it is. It's in verse 6 and 7. Listen to this. A bishop must not be a novice. That means a beginner, obviously, lest he be lifted up with pride and fall into the condemnation of the devil. Greek word for condemnation there is krino. It means judgment. Moreover, it says, Paul said, moreover, he must have a good report of those who are outside the church, lest he fall into the reproach and the snare of the devil. The Greek word for snare there is pagis, and it means a trap you did not see coming. Well, it's happened again. They violated those verses in 1 Timothy chapter 3. Recently in Lakeland, Florida, a pastor was arrested for having anal sex with a 14-year-old boy and giving him HIV. Polk County Sheriff's officers, the Special Victims Unit, arrested the pastor of the St. James United American Free Will Baptist Church. He was 42 years old. His name is Timothy Cheneyfield. Cheneyfield's our star today. The church didn't listen to Paul's admonitions, and neither did Timothy. Timothy violated the rules in Timothy. Interesting. According to the sheriff there was a guy named Grady Judd. They got a cyber tip on this guy from somebody on Instagram that something was going on between them. And they went and got the 14-year-old, and he told them all about it. Met him on a dating app. They were chatting over Instagram after that. They met 3 different times for anal sex. The pastor told the kid over the phone that he wanted to keep seeing him, wanted to keep the relationship going, that he really liked him and cared for him. And he was going to fly out of town to go for work somewhere, and he wanted the kid to come with him. You know, the usual dating stuff. They also learned, listen to this, that Cheneyfield, Timothy, Pastor Timothy, is a chaplain for the Compassionate Care Hospice Center. And, in fact, he was getting ready to do a funeral for them. Somebody had died, obviously, at the Compassionate Care Center. Wow. Well, as soon as they got this information, they were issued a warrant for his arrest. He was taken into custody on July 29th of 2026. Now, last month. And when he was being interrogated, they asked him about what was going on, and the pastor just admitted it. He admitted to having anal sex with a minor. Oh, boy. What's going on here? Well, what's actually going on here is much worse than you think. They violated the regulations in Timothy, but the reason for that was because Pastor Timothy was infected with lust demons, and he had powerful homosexual demons in his body, creating urges for same-sex sexual activity. He had same-sex desires, and these demons were in his body causing those urges. And because this church, the Free Will Baptist Church over there, because they don't have deliverance and they don't believe in it, he had to live with his demons while he was pastoring that church and working as a chaplain. He admitted that he was HIV positive and that he was on medication for it, believe it or not. He had not informed the kid, and the whole thing was just absolutely hideous. But this is the power of demons, and this is the tragedy of the church in America that does not allow deliverance. How could a good man of God, who pastor and a chaplain, find himself with same-sex desires and fulfilling those desires by actually having sex with a minor? I can't imagine what kind of prison term this guy's going to get. It's going to be absolutely horrible. He's in jail now on a $350,000 bond. He's been charged with 3 counts of lewd battery of a minor. Those are the three times they had intercourse. 3 counts of interfering with custody of a minor. unlawful use of a two-way communication device, 3 counts of traveling to meet a minor, 4 counts of an HIV-infected person having sex without informing the partner, possession of marijuana, and he was charged with 5 counts of possessing drug paraphernalia. Now you say, Brother Mike, this guy's crazy. No, he isn't. He's a pastor of a church, and he's a chaplain, and by all intents and purposes, he was a good person, and everybody liked him and trusted him, and nobody suspected anything. This is the power of demons. This is the power of the failure of the American church not to allow deliverance in their congregations. These poor people get loose in the system, and these demons inside the people are constantly hunting for another victim. Another victim. They're always looking for somebody to molest. They're always hunting for fornication. They're always hunting for adultery. They're hunting for everything that you can imagine. And as you can see, when you hire somebody and you violate 1 Timothy chapter 3, and in this case, Timothy violated most of these regulations. He was not blameless. He was not a man of good behavior. He got caught and judged by the devil in public. It was exposed. He fell under the reproach and snare of the devil. 1 Timothy 3, verse 7. He was not ruling his own house well. He was secretly going out having sex with minors. And again, this doesn't tell us how many people he had homosexual sex with before this kid. Pastor Timothy was 42 years old. He may have had sex with dozens of other adults and children. None of his past behavior was mentioned in the indictments of the charges. They were only focusing on the current charges. Listen to me, friends. If you have demons, you can tell. They give you desires you don't want. They give you urges you don't want. They push you to do things you don't want. Demons are control freak. If you need help, 602-636-5800. If you need deliverance from lust demons that push you to adultery, heterosexual sex with people you're not married to. If you have demons pushing you to homosexual sex, fornication with people who are the same sex as you are. If you have these horrible urges and you want to get rid of them, 602-636-5800. Send me an email, mike@hardcorechristianity.com, and you can be free. See you next time.
The views expressed on this program are those of the host and not necessarily those of staff, management, or ownership. This program was sponsored by Michael W. Smith.